Casablanca expert Chet Davis here with a short video tutorial to help you get the most out of your Casablanca digital video editor. Say that 5 times fast. Now, many of our colleagues are very familiar with the clipboard function that we see under the special menu in the edit screen. And I scroll down, there's a clipboard, and it is accessible in the latter versions of the OS right here by popping it open. There's a keyboard command as well for power key. And that helps us move scenes, video clips, between different projects on that same hard drive. But I've learned recently that fewer of my colleagues are aware of a similar tool that enables us to move audio between different projects. It's very similar, but it's the same but different, someone would say. Let's go ahead and go into my little project here. I've got here's some video clips I've put together to highlight one of my newer tutorial DVDs. This is Casablanca Foolproof Candy Factory Intensive, and it shows how you can do some really cool effects using the add-on Candy Factory software for both Bogart and SmartEdit. But let's say I wanted to add a song to this, and you can see in my audio mix menu, I've just got the natural sound and no music. Let's go to my audio recording and edit menu, and you see I have no songs. So let's do this. Rather than add a song, I know I already do have some songs, some music in one of my other projects. Let's pop over to one of those projects and check it out. Let's see here. I've got some songs in here. So I come into a different project, and there's record. There we go. I've got Arts and Crafts, track 19. This is a Music to Hues CD. And if I want to bring that into my project that you saw me working on, my Candy Factory tutorial, here's how easy it is. Just go into Special. I'm going to show you 2 ways to do this. Okay, this is the long way and then the short way. We click on Clipboard, and we left click on Start Clipboard, and it opens it up. Okay, now let's get rid of that. And what we want to do is we want to add that audio sample to the clipboard. Remember, when you're in the audio menus of Casablanca, a sample is one of the elements. In the scene bin, it's called a scene. In audio, it's called a sample. So we want to add that actual audio sample to the clipboard. We could click Add Other Sample and scroll down, and there's another track 10, and left click OK. So you can see it adds both of those. Now let me highlight and make clear this option here. There's only one option in the audio menu, but it's a good one. Now, if you have this checked, if you have a check mark or tick mark here, you are importing the trimmed sections. Here's what that means. And I backed out of that. See how track 17 is 3 minutes, 44 seconds, and 8 frames long? Well, if I come in here and trim it, maybe I need it just to be 2 minutes for the song that I'm using it in this project. So you can see there we are right at 2. Ooh, he's good. Left click. So I see I've trimmed it down to 2 seconds. Well, if I want to import that into the clipboard and take it to a different project, okay, if I go to import that next, let's add that, add the other sample here. There it is, track number 17. Okay. If I don't have the check mark here, it's just going to only import the 2 minutes instead of the full song, which was like 3 minutes, 17 seconds, and some odd frames. So I always recommend, and I always like having the check mark here. And the clue, without ever having to open it up, is see the plus T? That tells me it's the trim plus the extra stuff. If this is off, you'll have a different appearance. It's T minus. Okay, so it's just the trim sections minus the extra footage. Why do I like the extra footage? Because it gives me the ability to trim and untrim it. If I just bring this over, we'll show you what it does. Okay, let's click OK. I'm right-clicking twice. Go back to the Project Settings menu. Let's come back to my Candy Factory tutorial. Where'd you go? There it is. CF for Candy Factory, Toot for Video Tutorial. And we come over to the Audio Record and Edit menu. Left-click on Special. Open up the clipboard. And left-click on Start Clipboard, and you can see the 3 songs. Now, this is confusing to some people. Now, if it doesn't work the first time, remember I'm telling you this. You gotta place the check mark. In my workshops, my tutorials, I always have people recite, check mark Chet, check mark Chet, check mark Chet. It's annoying. That will play along in your brain when you're editing, but you will remember it. Okay, trust me. Check mark Chet. Whenever you see a check mark up here in this menu, you got to place a check mark to import them. Okay, if you don't have a check mark, you're going to click. See, import samples is not even a choice. All right, so let's check all 3 of those and import the samples. Now, it tells me, yeah, 3 audio samples were reported into the actual project. Now, what I choose to do, and it's up to you if you want to do that now, when it gives me that notification that they have successfully imported, then without leaving this menu, I go ahead and left click on Remove Samples, and it kind of cleans out the clipboard so that it's it's ready for my next time without me having that extra stuff in there. So you can see the first 2 cuts are the longer cuts, and here's that track with 2 minutes not checked. Okay, 2 minutes. Now when I go in here and see, I can't trim it because I didn't bring over the extra footage. So let me show you now. Let's go ahead and delete that. That was track 17. And I'm going to show you how to go out. Now I'm going to show you 2 things. Show you how to use another part of the clipboard to go into another project without ever having to enter that project. And then I'm going to show you the result of me bringing in the trimmed section. So we left click on Special. Clipboard is already highlighted. We launch the clipboard. Now here's the third option. Add an audio sample from a different project. Not this same project, but a different one. So it shows me the project settings menu. Okay. Then I'm going to come down here, and I believe that's the project I used a moment ago. And when I left click OK, it should show me the audio sample list, all the audio elements in that particular project. Okay. Now here's that track. I'm going to cancel because I want to import trimmed sections. You have to have this checked before you launch any of these top 3, before you add that audio sample. Okay, add the audio sample. Let's select the project. Here we are. Show me the list. There's track 17. It's trimmed to 2 minutes, but watch what happens now. Okay, it still shows 2 minutes. Now what we've done is we've reached out into another project and we brought that audio element into the clipboard. Now step 2 is take it from the clipboard and import that sample into this project. And it tells me 1 sample was imported to the project. Left click OK, and it's my choice. I'm going to go ahead and remove that sample and clean off the clipboard. When I left click OK again, we should see track 17. But this time, because I added the trimmed sections, when we click on trim, see, I can regain that footage. So it gives me much more flexibility. Now, the audio bit rate, the audio settings are constant and similar across different projects. So if, for example, and by the way, what I'm showing you here works in both Smart Edit and Bogart. But it is nice to know as well, for those on the Bogart system, and even for those in the Smart Edit system, if you're transferring data between a SD project, standard definition, and an HD project, high definition, it will work using the audio clipboard. Okay, video clipboard will work as well, but if you've done it, you know it takes a long time to render, what they call slow scaling, as it either up-reses or down-reses, up-converts or down-converts your footage. But with audio, that's not the case. It's an instant transfer. Thanks for joining me today, Chet Davis, Casablanca expert, with a video tutorial for you.